Hello and welcome back to Bookish, and welcome back to another Saturday hodgepodge. In this hodgepodge, I'm going to be talking about three things primarily, three kind of traditional booktube sounding things. Number one, a couple of buddy reads I'm doing this month. This will be, another month in which I actually have friends who want to read books with me. It's becoming kind of a new thing for me. Kind of shocking if you knew me in real life or in IRL, as the kids might say. You might find it shocking that I've made friends. The joke in my family is that I'm the one who doesn't have any friends, which is okay. But I have some buddy reads. I want to talk to you about that. One particular buddy read, which I'm kind of hosting and doing with some other people. I'm going to do a wrap-up of Nonfiction November, another traditional staple of BookTube, and I'm going to do a TBR, the ultimate, I guess, other than hauls. TBRs are kind of the ultimate BookTube thing to do. So here we go. The first thing I want to do is to make the second announcement about our buddy read of Honoré de Balzac's Cousin Pons. So we're going to start reading Cousin Pons on December the 8th. So if you haven't gotten a copy and you really still want to get in on this, you have plenty of time. We're going to take it easy. We're going to read 50 pages every 2 days, or if you want to think about it this way, 25 pages a day with a check-in every other day. So the first check-in would be on the 9th, and then on every odd day after that, odd number day after that, until we're done. Dan from Weird Book Club is joining in, as is Sonya from An Enthusiastic Reader, and we'd love to have you along. If you want to join, all you have to do is send me a voxer message, and I'll leave my voxer handle in the show notes down below. You can send me a voxer message, and I'll put you in the group, and we'll get started on December the 8th. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's the buddy read. That's for sure one book I'm reading next month. I did want to go through my Nonfiction November reads. I can't remember the exact order in which I read these books, but I think I remember the prompts they went with. Nonfiction November is organized by Olive over at Book Olive, and she came up with 4 prompts. One of the prompts was sport, and thanks to Kazin, I remembered this book, Zen and the Art of Archery, which is a nonfiction book about sport, kind of, that I wanted to read, and kind of also got me to go back to a text I read in college as a part of my interest in Buddhism and what here in the United States we refer to as Eastern religions. I enjoyed this. I've also read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, and I actually find this to be far superior to that much longer, kind of chattier book. And I think it kind of distills, I wouldn't say Zen Buddhism, but so much more like the Zen experience down to just a few pages. It's kind of a classic in its field. I also kind of sort of related to that I think this is the book I chose for voice, was The Snow Leopard by Peter Matheson. And this, I remember now, this is the first book I read for Nonfiction November, and this really blew me away. It's exactly the kind of thing I like. It's part memoir, it's part travelogue, there's some adventure, there's some nature writing. I just think it's great. There's a little bit of everything, and so I had a good time reading that. I read 2 works of just straight history, or had finished 2 works of just straight history. One was this book, Flames and Vengeance, the East Texas Fires and the Presidential Election of 1860, and this is kind of about how some fires related to an abolitionist scare in East Texas helped contribute to the South's decision to oppose Lincoln and what they saw as an abolitionist scheme to destroy the South and free the slaves. This was kind of mixed for me. There really wasn't a lot of new information in there, and not a lot of primary sources were used. Hey, Zelda. And so that was kind of unimpressive. I finally finished my big, incredibly tiny print biography of Elizabeth I by Anne Somerset. This is just a very good, thorough biography, which I think does a good job of balancing incredibly detailed, almost day by day sometimes, information of the major events and things that went on in Elizabeth I's reign and her life, with a good glimpse at her personality and her ruling style. I read Lucy Worsley's biography of Queen Victoria last month for Victober. And one of the things that struck me is that both Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth really counted on a lot of love and support from their subjects. And they both seem to have this kind of ability to connect with their subjects and to earn that love and support. I also read Lonely City by Olivia Lang. Oh, so this one would be true, I guess. I read Lonely City by Olivia Lang, and this is the one I used for design. This is about, well, kind of about a treatise on loneliness, and then kind of pulling in some of the works of artists who lived in New York in the 1970s, 80s, etc., and how their designs reflected different perspectives on loneliness, or different ways in which loneliness is brought about. This was really powerful and moving. I know a lot of people like this book a lot, and I liked it. I'm not sure I like it more than A Trip to Echo Springs, which is the other Olivia Lang book I read, but this one's very powerful, and it has things in it that will remind you of things from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, particularly as it relates to the AIDS epidemic, that will make you angry and really kind of shock you back into awareness of how far maybe we've come on those issues and how far we still have to go. And then the book I'm planning on finishing up today or tomorrow, or today I should say, I guess, is the Americanization of Benjamin Franklin. This is a biography by Gordon S. Wood, a historian, and I told you who I was thinking about reading in terms of, for voice, of reading more than one work by him. Obviously it didn't work out. I've got about 130 pages left. I should be able to finish that, so that would be my wrap-up for Nonfiction November. I don't know if you noticed, but and maybe you can't see it, I'll wheel it back there. There's Zelda, getting right in the way. Good job, Zelda. I don't have one of those cool, like, vintage... Zelda, do you want to get out of the way now? Thank you. Thank you. I don't have one of those cool vintage library carts, but my wife was cleaning out my daughter's room, and she has this really cool little wire mesh cart. Uh-oh. She's in a bald spot. This little wire mesh cart in her room, and I took that for the purpose of, you know, organizing my books for TBRs and stuff like that. So a couple of things. First of all, as a reminder, Buddy Read of Cousin Pons by Honoré de Balzac starts on December the 8th. Another buddy read I know I have this month. My cart is less than ideal for this. Another buddy read I have this month is The House of Mirth. I'm buddy reading this with Britta Bowler, and I believe we're starting around the 21st, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm ashamed to tell you that will be my first Edith Wharton, but I'm going to remedy that this month with a buddy read. Also, some other plans I had for reading. Or some other books I was thinking of reading. I just got my copy of Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk, which I'm thinking about reading this month, but I might have to put off till January. I wanted to get back to reading books by booktubers, and I have this book by Dane Cobain from Dane Reads called Formally. It says The Rise and Fall of a Social Network, so I'm probably going to get that one in. It's not very long. I think I can fit that one in. I for sure, and this will probably be the book I start reading on the 1st, I want to read The Lost Children Archive by Valeria Luiselli. I know that this is Mark Nash's pick, I think, for the best book he's read this year, and I know that other booktubers, some of whom are quite opinionated, don't think as highly of it. And, you know, just in looking at it, it looks kind of like a Mark Nash book, and sometimes I like Mark Nash style books, and sometimes I don't. I did really enjoy her nonfiction essay on this, you know, Tell Me How This Ends, an essay in 40 questions. So I'm really looking forward to doing that, and that's what I'm starting first. So for sure going to get that one in. I also want to start on the Georges Simenon Little Mysteries, which I've seen many people on BookTube talk about. I believe Peter the Latvian is the first. Yes, featuring the detective Maigret, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I love detective fiction. I love just kind of the size and the idea of having a whole bunch of books in a series to read. I also want to read Heaven My Home by Attica Locke. This is the follow-up to... I just forgot the name of it. This is the follow-up to Bluebird, the mystery novel I read by her, featuring an African-American Texas Ranger trying to solve crimes in East Texas, many of them involving white supremacist groups located there. So there you go. I think that's my TBR pile of possibilities. I'm pretty sure that's more books than I'm going to get to, because for me, reading 7 books in a month is kind of a lot. But there you go. That's my TBR for December, my wrap-up of Nonfiction November, and my reminder about the Cousin Pond's Buddy Read. So look forward to your comments in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.